Hi, my name is Ann Price. I'm a 6-year PhD student at the University of North Texas, and I'm studying the manipulation of lipid droplet biogenesis in plants, or in English, how to make fat plants. Plant oils are valuable commodities. We eat them, we cook with them, we use them as solvents, surfactants, biofuels, bioplastics. In fact, anything you can do with petroleum, you can do with plant oils, which makes sense because petroleum is just really, really old plant oil. Plant oils are renewable and they're carbon neutral. Remember third grade science, how they told you that plants breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen? Even if you burn a biofuel and it puts carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, that's where the plant got it to start with. So plant oils are really useful things. But the problem is plants don't want to make a lot of them. They'd rather take that same energy and grow. So they make a little for their own emergency reserves, because you never know what the weather's going to do, and they make a bit more to put into their seeds so their offspring have energy to grow until they can put out leaves of their own and start photosynthesizing for themselves. Which is why most of our plant oils come from seeds. Cottonseed oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower seed oil, corn oil. But you've all seen corn, ear of corn plant, right? Most of that biomass doesn't have any actual use for us as the consumers. So wouldn't it be great if we could get those great big leaves to make and store oil as well? And that's what I'm researching. But how do we do this? Where do we start? Well, why reinvent the wheel when Mother Nature has already solved this problem? As any cook can tell you, fats and oils are basically the same thing. So who makes and stores it really well? We do! Mammals are the grand champions of fat production. We are warm-blooded, we gestate, we lactate, we migrate, we hibernate. We need a lot of energy, so we make and store a lot of energy. And we are just fantastic at this. Our bodies build up fat at the drop of a pastry, and we break it down really slowly. So how do you get the mammal gene to work in a plant? Well, it turns out that all life on Earth uses the same molecule, DNA, to store its genetic information. And in every case, the same 4 bases, A, T, G, and C, form the letters of an alphabet. And in every case, all words have exactly 3 letters. And in almost every case, those words mean exactly the same thing. There's a few weirdo bacteria that have an extra word. But what this basically means is that any gene from any organism on Earth will work in any other organism on Earth if you can get it in there and get it to turn on. So, enter mouse fat-specific protein 27. As the name suggests, this occurs in the fat cells of mice. Other mammals have it too, but we're going to focus on the mice here. Where it goes in and it finds the oil droplets and it causes them to stick together and fuse into one big oil droplet, which makes for more efficient storage and it makes it slower to break down. Now, normally leaf cells make a few little lipid droplets, but you put this thing in there and it starts making big ones, and it starts making hundreds of them. So bear in mind, this is not a synthesis gene, it's not changing what's being made, it's just a storage gene. It says when you make your oil, let's keep some of it around for later. So this is the same oil a plant always has made, it's just more of it for us to eat, to cook with, to use for biofuels. It's renewable, it's carbon neutral, win-win. And then we thought, well, plants do make and store oil. Do they have this gene too? So we looked and nope, not this gene, not any near relatives, not even any first cousins. But what about really, really distant cousins? So, like a third cousin twice removed kind of thing. So we found a candidate. Now, biologists are a bit like 5-year-olds. So if you want to know what something does, you break it and you see what changes. And this is called a knockout. So if the mammal version causes you to make and store more oil, if you knock out the plant version, the plant should make and store less oil, right? But when we tried it, that's not what we found. It did exactly the opposite. This thing is broken. The plant makes and stores oil like crazy. And this is not at all what we thought it did, but it is really interesting. And now we have to figure out what it is doing because we don't know. I'll let you know how it goes.